Talking about me, you don't know. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Every time I walk by, y'all act like you seen a ghost. Keep my business on the low. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Oh my god, oh my god. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Every time I walk by, y'all act like you seen a ghost. Keep my business on the low. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Oh my god, oh my god. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Bitches always do the most. I don't mean to brag or boast. Ace of spades taking toast. 808's about to blow. You don't even fucking know what I had to do to make it up to here. Keep your fucking mouth closed. Always rolling up and rolling on them things. I won't name, cause you snitches know my name. Got no time for no motherfucking games. Got no time for no motherfucking lames. People be switching up. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I live it up, I can't get enough. Never giving up, bitches hit me up. I don't hit them back, I ain't fucking up. Do this for me, there ain't no other plan. I got no other plan. Motherfuckers, they don't understand. I'm getting bands on the man. Talking about me, you don't know. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Every time I walk by, y'all act like you seen a ghost. Keep my business on the low. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Oh my god, oh my god. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Every time I walk by, y'all act like you seen a ghost. Keep my business on the low. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Oh my god, oh my god. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. When I pull up in foreign, you know that I'm whipping her. When a hoe get to tripping, I don't fuck with these bitches, came in the game with intentions to blow. Never switch up on my people, I'm real. Gone off the killing the pills. Don't want a bitch in the fields. You know the deal. When I pull up in foreign, you know that I'm whipping her. When a hoe get to tripping, I don't fuck with these bitches, came in the game with intentions to make it, never fake it. I've been chasing all this paper, trying to get it now and never later. Always had some haters, always loved it, cause they always elevated me to fucking make it, whoa. Gotta make moves on the low. Fuck around, might take your hoe. Disappear, where did she go? Don't ask me questions you don't wanna know. Hey, this drink got me feeling though. This shit got me in my zone. I did this all on my own, yeah. Talking about me, you don't know. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Every time I walk by, y'all act like you seen a ghost. Keep my business on the low. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Oh my god, oh my god. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. Every time I walk by, y'all act like you seen a ghost. Keep my business on the low. Young and tatted, yeah, I'm dope. Oh my god, oh my god. Y'all act like you seen a ghost. I'm gone, I'm ghost. I'm gone, I'm ghost.
Hey y'all, it's Trent Knox again with the Austin Live and Local Podcasts, live from the ATX show. This is the second half of a double feature for today. Earlier on, we had on Smack All Over the Dirty Worms, local OG hip-hop artist in the Austin, Texas area. We're fixing to have Be The One, Mr. Brandon Hodges, on the podcast with us and live feed he's a hip-hop artist, growing social media, probably one of the biggest social media presence out here in the Austin, Texas area as far as independent hip-hop artists go. Has a well-established Twitter, Instagram, Facebook following, is consistently putting out remixes, mix and mastered remixes on SoundCloud, has a catalog of SoundCloud demos, as Smack said in the last episode that we had here today. And I haven't yet had the pleasure of being introduced to this gentleman in person yet, but this is going to be the first time talking and getting introduced to him. We're going to get him on the show about 7:10. Currently, it's about 7:06 p.m. CST. He's just getting off of grind. And we're going to have a great podcast today. Another great live feed. I couldn't say much more about how much I respect this guy's work ethic and the way that he's putting out tracks and music videos. It's something that you guys should definitely tune into and see what he's got going on before we get into this interview. You can find him on SoundCloud under Be The One. It's pretty simple to find him. Go over there and check out his Facebook, his Twitter, his Instagram, and we'll get into it in about 3 minutes from now. On the intro, I played one of his brand new singles releases, happened over the summer, Ghost, produced by Fitful Fire. It's got 14K plays out here, which is a lot for an independent artist. 22 comments. You can fix it. Get it on iTunes or wherever your DSP of preference is. I'm looking forward to getting introduced to this gentleman, and I know it's going to be an extremely entertaining podcast. And I've got a lot of questions for him, and I want to see where his headspace is at, given that he's an independent artist out here on the grind, taking care of business. So would some would say. I think that I need to get over here on the Twitter to grab his information to make this call. We're going to be talking about the origin of the Be The One moniker. What's his strategy in the game? How he built this statistically balanced and successful social media presence, having active followers and people commenting, increasingly commenting on his posts, and having a small amount of ghost followers. Talk about his schedule, how he navigates from the blue collar world to the entertainment business. Does he consider himself an entrepreneur? What is his perspective on the current ATX hip hop scene? What is some of his advice for growing artists? How much time he spends in the studio, and what are some of his most successful memories? We'll be getting into this in about a minute here. I hope that you guys enjoy what this gentleman has as far as knowledge and expertise is concerned, and maybe he can help you guys get on the grind as well and really take advantage of what we got going on here. I'm going to send him a message real quick. All right, I'm going to give him a call. I need to have that back open. All right. No, I think it fucked up again.
What's good? What's good?
How's it going?
Chilling, man. You good?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Just surviving another hot one down here in Texas, man. You already know.
Yeah. So where should we get started off in this interview here? Just give me a moment while I get all the proper stuff together for this call.
Yeah, you're good.
And,
Do I have a good connection? Can you hear me good?
yeah, you got a good connection. Can hear you good.
Yep.
Awesome,
Cool,
man.
cool.
This has been in a long time in the works as well. I've been reaching out to you like off and on for about a year, maybe 7 months or so, kind of seeing what your grind's like, seeing how you've changed as an artist and gotten more professional at like delivering more content on social media. You want to talk about like the origin of Be the One and where you come from, who you are?
Yeah, man. It's crazy because Be the One isn't what I actually started as, and just long story short, my upbringing, I was a small town kid in Lockhart, Texas. I was originally born in San Diego, California, did a lot of moving around, ended up in Lockhart, Texas, and actually moved over here into Austin, probably about a good 7, 8 years ago. But I mean, Austin has always been my life. Lockhart's only 30 minutes from Austin, so Austin is a big influence on my entire lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But so that's basically how I got here over into Austin. But as far as Be the One, that comes, to find Be the One, you actually kind of got to go back about 8 or 9 years to when I first started making music. I was actually in a group. Me and you, we haven't known each other long enough for you to even know. I don't even put a lot of stuff out there about it just because it's not a part of me anymore. But I was in a 2-man group, and we were known as JTB, and that's kind of how I got started. That's who I was for about 4 years. Doing a lot of shows throughout San Marcos, Austin, Houston. I made a lot of early connects, and kind of just got my foot in the door in the game when I was in a group. And we had a good run for about 4 years, and me and the person I was working with, we just stopped seeing eye to eye on a lot of shit, and just. We just had a lot of problems going on in between us that it was just kind of hindering both of our progression. I felt like for sure mine, I just felt like I was doing a lot of stuff on my own, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of just had an ultimatum with the person I was with, and, made the decision that this is where I want to go and where I want to continue my life. And that's when I decided to take a solo route, and that's how Be the One came about. And the name Be the One came about, and it's crazy. It's just when I was separating myself and becoming my own person in the music game, I created my Twitter for myself, and I actually just came up with the name on the spot. Just my Twitter name is gonna be the One, and it kind of just stuck and had a ring, and that's where I've kept it, and that's how my name came about. And since then I've just actually been trying to get my name known, for who I am, the artist I am individually, and what I'm all about, and what I want to talk about, what I want people to hear. And so, I've just been, just trying to, just create a different style, something different. I'm a lot of hip hop, R&B, rap. That's my main genre, but I'm also big into EDM and trap and the electronic music side, and I'm just trying to branch out and even do things I'm not normally comfortable with, just so I could show that that's my versatility as an artist, So, Be the One is just, it's just me, it's who I am, and it's really like a moniker for anybody. You can be the one to do anything, So it kind of has a ring that it sticks, Be the One, and it's I'm trying to be the one to make my dreams happen, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of how the name came about,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that's a dope story. So what was the group, what was the direction of the group?
We were doing the same, we were doing hip hop, rap, and it was just, we were more focused on, just getting into a lot of shows, we were doing a lot of shows. I mean, I've performed, I've opened up, and, I've been there, share the stage with 2 Chainz, Kurt Cobain's, DJ Drama, Riff Raff. There's quite a few I've done there. Trey, a lot of South artists too, and we were focusing on a lot of shows, and we had some good music, and we were more focused on just getting our faces out there more so than putting in the work on, just really making some really strong records, because I feel like at the end of the day, you can do shows, you can get on plenty of shows, you know, people even can pay their way to get on shows, but at the end of the day, it's like you have to have material, like you gotta have good music and you gotta have solid, a lot of music. And it's crazy because nowadays, the way the culture is, like, shit, honestly, you don't really have to have good music. You can even have just something crazy and it can make it. But if you're trying to be a long-term artist and actually appeal to people and have long-term fan bases that are going to stay with you, well, then, like, you got to build a catalog, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the catalog you build and the good music is what's going to attract for your shows. And, you know, you make good enough music, good enough videos, reach out to enough people, then, you know, you can get show opportunities without having to go out there yourself or pay for them, or, you know, just go out and, like, try and look for shows but not have any material to prove yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, so that was just, like, our focus. We were so stuck on that, and then it kind of just got to where there was just, like, personal issues going on that was kind of just affecting the whole music side of it. So it just took a while, and we tried to, I tried to make things work and continue it on, but then once I finally seen that it was just a flat tire and it wasn't going to go nowhere, man, I just was like, I got to do me, man. I got to do me. And I honestly think it was just meant to be, man. I think it was the best decision I made. And, you know, here I am right now. I'm on my shit now, you know?
For sure. Were you guys signed to a label or a record deal?
No, we weren't. We were kind of fucking with making moves out of Atlanta. We had went up there a couple times. We worked with KE on the track. You know, he produced Swag Surf, and
Mm-hmm.
he worked with, you know, like Roscoe Dash, and we were messing with them, and we were affiliated but not signed. So we never got signed. We had people, you know, talk to us about, you know, not necessarily contracts, but just like guidance, you know, and stuff like that. But what's crazy, what a lot of people don't know, and, you know, if, you know, some people do, the reason why I pretty much started all this and, like, really have been pursuing this to the fullest is because when I first started out in the group, me and my boy, we were about 6 months into making music, and what we were doing was we were posting a lot of freestyles up on YouTube, you know, but we were being smart about this shit, and, like, we would pick songs that were just getting hot on the billboards, you know, and I mean, shit, people can take this if they want and use it some of the strategies that they need to, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. But it's like we'd pick songs that we knew were going to be hot, grab that instrumental freestyle band, throw it up on YouTube, and so many people are searching for that song at the time that your stuff gets shuffled up at the top, and, like, dude, we were picking up like tens of thousands of views in like a week, 2 weeks, but, you know, we were also not using our official name as a title, you know, we were kind of like clickbait almost, using a different title name, you know, or using the title of the actual song, but when people would click it, they get the song, but they're getting our freestyle over it, you know.
That's the Soulja Boy method. Did you know
Bro,
that,
I'm telling you, Soulja Boy did it, and he did it good, you know, and it worked for him. So I'm not saying I wouldn't really, at the time I didn't even know that. So when I actually read up the story about Soulja Boy and him doing that, I was like, that's pretty smart. It's stupid but smart, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're over here false promoting, but you're still getting people. So, like, it was happening to us, and, like, we were getting so much, like, on YouTube, like, people showing love, people hating, you know, this and that, and, like, so we were doing freestyles, and we started, like, okay, we're doing freestyle, and we need to actually, you know, we need to write and see if we can actually make our own
Sorry, I lost you.
music. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we just started writing original music, you know. We figured we had to actually have our own kind of music and not just freestyles. Like, you can get a lot of views on freestyles and that all day, but, you know, you want people buying into your actual music. So we started doing original music, dropped a couple on YouTube, and then about 6 months into doing all that, you know, we're looking up people, you know, manager, anything. We're just looking up people that we can try and connect with, you know, and just so happens we stumble across this dude, Conrad DeMonch, and you can look him up. He was affiliated with, you know, he's an old school cat, so he did work with, like, Puff Daddy's organization and Biggie, and he, like, messed with a lot of those people, a lot of old school cats, and he had stuff about being consulting, and, like, he would consult, and we contacted him, and we sent him our music, and it wasn't but our songs in the background, and, you know, he's just like, hey, you know, I'm really fucking with you, you know, I really like this, you know, and, you know, we're about 6 months in, he's just like, how serious are y'all about music, you know, and we're like, you know, we just started, but, like, we've been doing this, like, we've been having fun with music like our entire life. This was when I was about 20, going on 21 when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, how serious? We told him we were serious. And he was like, all right, well, I want to fly y'all out to New York on Friday. This was a Tuesday that he called us. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to fly you out to New York on a Friday, and I want to put you in front of the vice president of Island Def Jam, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We're just like, holy shit, like what, you know, like, you think, I didn't know if it was real or fake, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be that easy, you know what I'm saying? So he was just like, y'all just show me all about it, pay for your plane ticket, and I'll get you up there, I'll have you in front of the vice president. And we were like, all right, let's do it, you know, let's see if this dude's really about it, and let's see what happens. So Friday came, we paid for our tickets, next thing you know, we're up in New York, bro. It's 2 in the morning, bro, in Island Def Jam, downtown New York at Universal, they're building.
Yeah.
Is that, can you hear me?
Yeah, it kind of dipped out there for a second.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I think you might have muted it.
Man, and we met with Island Def. Hold on real quick. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Trying to see. I got it on speaker, so I'm trying to see if it might. All right. Hear me now?
Yeah.
We're up in New York, man. It's 2 in the morning.
Do you have a set of headphones you could put
Hello? Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I figured that'd probably be easier too. All right, that better?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, you know, yeah, we were up in New York, man, and when we got there, I didn't know what to expect, man. I'm a kid from Lockhart, Texas, and now I'm here in New York, and I was like picturing in my head some shit like this is gonna happen, you know. And so we're in there, we're having a meeting. He's asking us, you know, show me your material, you know. So we start showing him. We only, at the time, we had 5 or 6 original written songs. Showed him those, and then we showed him all our freestyles, because that's kind of like where it all got started with the freestyling, you know. And he liked everything, man. He liked every single thing. We were there for, it was crazy. We were there for literally 6 hours, bro, and he liked everything. And, you know, I'm sitting here, like, he's vibing. People are kind of walking in and out, and they're vibing, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, we're about to be signed, like, we're about to be set, you know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
you know, when it's all said and done, he's just like, I'm going to go through the good and the bad of y'all's music, you know? He's like, he was like, honestly, it's hard to pick out any bad. He said, y'all are really mainstream. I see what y'all are trying to appeal to, you know, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, because at the time, like, our freestyles are just, you know, freestyles off the top. You're talking about whatever, you're saying whatever. It's just kind of going off the top. And when we have a written song, it was kind of at the time more sugar-coated. We were kind of, you know, just watching things we were saying. You know, we were, like, keeping other people in mind, not really just going 100 with it, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, I can hear the difference in this shit, but at the end of the day, like, y'all make good enough music and your image is good that I think y'all will make it. But the thing is, y'all have not sold no music, y'all haven't done no shows, y'all don't have no music videos, y'all only have, like, you know, y'all don't have that much material, but everything is good, like, but we just can't sign y'all. They were like 5 or 6 years ago, when the times were different, they were like, we would take a chance on y'all. Like, we would put the money down and take a chance, but now it's just different. You can't do that. So that was the night that really changed my life and made me want to do this shit for the long haul, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit just, to me, I don't feel like it just happens with anybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and in certain ways, you may have gotten lucky, because you never know what that would have been like today, you know? And so after that, after you left the offices of Def Jam, what was your strategy in going back and making music?
It was cool because he gave us a lot of good advice. He gave us a good direction, and it was simple. It was pretty much just, you know, put in the work that we need to do to make it happen, which would be go make more music, start talking to people about shows, start trying to figure out how to get, you know, a fan base and get people involved with us. And, like, you know, you actually got to put in the groundwork. I thought it was just as easy as put out a few songs, you get that call overnight. You heard those stories, but it's not like that, you know. So just, you know, the mindset was just go back and, you know, just put in the work. And he said that they'll be watching, you know. And you know, one crazy thing that always stuck with me too from that night was, he said when we were leaving, he said, no matter what happens, He was like, between y'all in life, no matter what happens, he was like, whether y'all are together or whether y'all are apart, just never ever stop making music, you know? And
Hmm.
it's throw because, you know, now here I am doing the shit on my own, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
So
been a
that's
journey, bro. It's been one heck of a journey.
hell yeah. And I mean, after being in the offices with an executive of Def Jam, and then not being signed at the time because it was just a different atmosphere at that time. You were 21, 22, and you're like 29 now,
28 actually.
20,
About to go
28,
on 29 now.
and that that must have been a crazy experience as a young kid, especially in New York and whatnot. So then, what? So you separated from the JTB.
Yeah, JTB.
You separated from JTB. Did you? What was the first like song that you produced as a solo artist?
It's crazy because my first song when I went solo, I dropped a song called Focused. It's
Mm-hmm.
my first single, and the crazy part about that was it was getting play that it was catching a lot of play on YouTube. I think it's like it's over like 30K altogether. SoundCloud, YouTube, it's coming up on like 70 or 80K, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I had submitted to Pandora and they actually picked it up. And which is
Mm.
crazy because, you know, as an artist, you can submit your music to Pandora, but they're just really strict on what they accept. And so all I kept seeing was people saying, don't submit, you'll get turned down. They don't ever approve nobody. So I was like, whatever, you know, I submitted Focus. Bam, they hit me back. We approve Focus and we're giving you your own Pandora station. So that was literally the first song I had solo, and that's what came off it right off the back. So like right off the back, that just gave me like so much energy and more motivation to just, oh damn, like this shit already happened off the first song. Like I knew that I know I got a story to tell with my music. So I just like it was just a cool feeling to see like how quick something like that happened, like when I made that big of a when I made that much of a drastic change in life to go from working with someone else and having ideas, and you always have to share. It's a 50-50 thing. Like this sounds good, and then someone else might be like that I don't want to do that, but you want to do that, you know what I'm saying? And then finally to break away from that, just like, all right, 100%, this is what I want to do in my songs. And you know, I put Focused out, and I think that was about, I want to say 3.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then that, like I said, it landed me my Pandora station, and since then, Pandora put two more of my songs up on there. It was actually my second single, I Get It, and then my fourth song, Fuck With Me. And so those three are still in rotation. I'll throw on Pandora and put it on shuffle, and it'll just pop up one of my songs one time. Like, bet it, little stream money.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because there's not a lot of local artists, and I mean you're pretty local as far as goes. Lockhart is just a hop, skip, and a jump outside of Austin. Uh,
Yeah, most definitely.
and when I talk to a lot of these artists, they don't sound the way you do, or they definitely are biting it as much as they can from the scene. What do you think about the ATX hip hop scene?
Here, man, I think just being around it in the last 7, 8 years, like, I've definitely seen it grow as far as I just feel like now I feel like the opportunity is starting to show here in Austin because of the fact that nothing really big has came out of Austin hip hop. There are a lot of people that have done stuff and put the name Austin out there, but as far as you just don't really hear Austin being talked about as far as hip hop. You definitely hear it as the live music capital, of course, which is a lot of more country and the rock side, but I feel like in the last couple of years, honestly, like there's been a change, and like, you know, you can kind of see it with like South by Southwest and how it used to be like one major headliner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago they used to do like one or two major headliners, but now you realize like almost any show you're stepping into down in South by, like especially with hip hop, like they're actually attracting a lot of good artists down here, you know, and I feel like more known artists are starting to see that Austin can also tailor to hip hop. So I just feel like with time over the next couple of years, it's gonna actually just it's gonna get bigger. Like I finally feel like, there's people here that I see making moves and doing stuff that I feel like, people are gonna start getting noticed, and it's gonna bring more attention over here. And I hope to be one of those because
Hmm.
there's just a lot of talent here there, and there's a lot of people, like you doing your podcast, and a lot of people here that can really make the hip hop scene move, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it would be cool to see it start moving with, a lot of these people that I feel like can make that happen, and all it just takes, a few people to kind of get out there more, and, for you see a lot of business coming here too, and it just like attracts more and more people to come here, like just the city's growing so fast, so it's gonna bring so much diversity that like Austin that I used to be where they kind of didn't cater to hip hop, didn't really want that scene. Like I think they're now like opening up the doors for everybody and letting like more hip hop in here and letting more stuff happen for the rap and hip hop scene.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree. I went to the South by Southwest like launch party for 2019, so like they're already starting to plan all of the artists and whatnot. I was talking to the music coordinator, and he definitely had a certain, like he wasn't the guy for hip hop, but he was the guy who like is coordinating the whole music as in general. And
Yeah,
they are looking for a certain type of hip hop artist. Now they're also interested in like name acts, like you were saying, and they're interested in like paying, which I was kind of like, oh, okay, so something that they were kind of interested in was those guys out of San Marcos, Brockhampton, right? That's that sort of style they're looking for, right? And that's
what do they go by like PNTH Indie or something like that?
what was that?
That little group out of San Marcos you're talking about?
No, Brockhampton.
That's who they are?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. That's like the song "Gold." Have you heard that? Anyway,
I thought
no, there's another
I
group. I know you're talking about another group. This is the group that's already had a Billboard hit.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're actually okay. I thought you were saying no. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I thought you were saying that they were out of San Marcos. So I was like, oh, no, no, no.
Who?
Brockhampton. They're not out of San Marcos.
That's where they came from. That's where they started their music career.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, I don't really keep up with them that much to know that, but I did not know that shit. Aren't they the ones that fuck with Tyler the Creator and shit?
Yeah,
Damn, that's pretty dope then. I was wondering.
and
It's crazy. I've seen some people posting about them and shit. So
yeah, they're also out of San Marcos. And you talked about that yourself. Like, so what? Did you go to Texas State at some point?
yeah, dude. I actually, I actually went to Abilene Christian first, and I mean,
Okay.
I was all about basketball. That was my first passion. First thing I pursued was basketball. I went to ACU and hooped there, and then transferred to Texas State.
Hmm.
I think it was around like 2010. So I was in. I definitely know the San Marcos scene pretty well too.
Yeah.
Being from Lockhart, you're just like right there in the middle of the dead center of Austin and San Marcos.
Hmm. Yeah, San Marcos has a huge, heavy influence of Houston in it, from there being so many people that from Houston that attend there. I went to
Yeah.
Texas State as well in 2011, and at that time it was different. Now it's way different than it was whenever we were there. They ripped down a lot of the Texas Country Music Hall, and so like now the scene's like more heavy electronic, like that.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
big time.
And yeah. So you kind of started music here. You produced a lot of tracks, put them out on SoundCloud. You garnered a huge social media following. What was that from? What were you doing to get that network going?
As far as my media, man, I was just doing a lot of self promoting myself, man. Like I would just hit up a lot of people that I didn't know, and I wouldn't press my music on nobody. I wouldn't just send a link and spam somebody. I would follow people, and I'd get their other social media accounts so I can connect on my other networks. Because some people might not be as active on Twitter as they are on Instagram or Facebook or something else, So
Hmm.
I would just find ways to. I would honestly, what I do, bro, is I like to pick artists that are similar, or I wouldn't really say it is, I don't like to really say similar, but as far as I just pick artists that are like the same category is what I'm trying to do. And I would look at their following and kind of just tune into people's followings that I thought would just feel my music.
Hmm.
And I would just contact, I've been building that following for about, myself for about 4.5, 5 years. And I just feel like when you actually communicate with people more than just, hey, check out my music, here's the link, everyone's gonna skip that. But when you just actually get to know somebody, see where they're from, and then get to share the music with them, and then people feel like they can relate to you more on a personal level too, and like once one person hears it, they start sharing it to other people if they like it. And it was cool just, I just see spurts of just like my followers just growing here and there. And it's just something I still keep up with to this day. You can't slow down. Like, just this is a social media world. So you got to find ways to be smart about it and not be annoying about it. Because you gotta promote yourself. Like, I don't care. A lot of people are like, oh, don't sit here and send links out to people. Yeah, don't do that. But still, you should try and connect to new people that you don't fuck with, that people you will never ever see in person, to maybe down the road if you get big and you can start traveling around. But I'm talking about, you got to reach outside of where you stay. And I honestly feel like, the way the hip hop scene is here, I reach out to a lot of areas that are bigger. I like to reach out to Houston, and I like to reach out to outside to Cali and over into the East Coast. I like different places outside, and I've made a lot of connects. And honestly, I work with so many more people outside of this city and outside of this state that it's like, I'm trying to find ways to incorporate it back here into Austin. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Hmm.
a lot of people say you got to go outside your city and then come back to get love, but it's like there's different ways, and I feel like you can gain the support of your city. So like, I've really been I've been just trying to focus on, I just link up with people, and I keep an eye out for, names on flyers and who I see doing stuff and making moves, and I try and link with those people. And I've just built up some really good friendships with all those followers too. And it just converts, man. I'm heavy. My Twitter's my biggest one, so I'm really heavy on my promotion on there. And I just, I try and find time out of the day to just promote to people that I already fuck with. If they haven't heard my new stuff, I try and get it to them. And then, I try and reach out to new people on the daily, because I try and get new fans every week. And, because new fans, it converts into money
Hmm.
for streaming your music or downloading it. And then, you need all that. So it's something you got to keep up with, man, because once you start slacking, then, people don't want to keep up with it. People want to see you doing stuff, and people like when you're interactive when you can be. So I always try and keep that in mind.
Yeah. Are you married by chance?
Single, man. I'm
Uh,
single, plan to be that way until I get my dreams. And if I don't get my dreams, well, I'll probably be a single man. I'm married to the music, let's put it that way.
yeah. So my reason why I'm asking that is like, so the scene as far as like um, performance goes has doesn't really have the, I guess, the opportunities that Cali or Houston or Dallas, even New York have. You see that South Florida is starting to get their scene going. Uh, Austin, you from my experience in the clubs and whatnot, the it's kind of like it's with the girls and whatnot, they're kind of more disagreeable than in other places, and they don't
Hmm.
vibe with the hip hop music as much. And or I don't know what it is, but it's really like you see like in like SoundCloud hip hop now. There's a lot of incorporation of esports or um, different sort of niche things, and it's the young crowd, the 18-year-old girls to 21-year-old girls, are, you're kind of always fighting with them over trying to get that talking the same language, right? At least,
Yeah.
like, that's what I seem like. In Austin, it's more even. It's like even worse because it's technocratic. Division is insane. You got hardworking blue collar people, and then like startup city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's hard to. I don't know where the line is. Maybe in Austin to get those girls vibing with the guys, or whatnot. Because guys generally are a little older in the Austin scene, and the girls are a little younger.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like just depends on, I guess, where you're at, like location wise, like when you're like downtown and stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
just it's changed, and it's also, I guess, because there's a lot of people that are also not really from here
Yeah.
that are here either visiting or, just barely moving here and like bringing a kind of like a different style of culture here or not. Like, we're weird. It's just weird over here. It's more laid back and it's like, used to be like way more, it still is like on the hippie side, but it's just like, it's just the more people are moving here, the more like commercialized it becomes. And it's like you said, it just kind of think it does like a kind of different mixture of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so like instead of like, for instance, like you said, if you go to like Houston or something like that, or like in Dallas, I feel like it's like those cities are like they're like set, like there's so many people and they're not they are so big that they're not like growing at the rate that Austin is with the diversity that Austin has. So
Mm-hmm.
like I said, when I had a show there when I had a show there downtown Houston with Trey, it's just a different vibe, and I did a show there in San Marcos with Riff Raff, and then the shows here in Austin, and like I just feel the different feels like it's just a different energy in
Mm-hmm.
each city that you're at, and so it's like San Marcos, like you said, I liked it because it's just like a lot of college kids, and they're just in that same group age range, and so it seems like everybody's there on the same mindset, on doing like the same vibes. And then like you said, you come over here into Austin, then you have just like the age range is different, and it just creates just like just a different vibe in the air, and it's just like you said, hard to get the guys and the girls all like how, I don't know, I just feel like back in the day there's just like so much less like you had less worries, less animosity going on downtown or just around, and just there's like less negative energy than there is today. So I just feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people just second guess everything, who they talk to, just how their approach, if they're gonna fuck with somebody, it's just you keep second thoughts in your mind, second guessing stuff, and just kind of makes like, I guess, creates tension, not really tension, but just makes it to where, you can't really have everybody vibing in one spot here in Austin.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be pretty country as fuck from Lockhart. So I imagine what you see what I see is that there's kind of like there's a division like of this urbanness in Austin, and that the clubs are kind of pushing out are becoming more urban and not adopting like a kind of a mixture of it.
Yeah.
Even that being said, it's not really. It's a weird version of urban, right? It's DJs playing songs from artists outside of the Austin area, right? Whereas in Houston, you're more likely to hear Houston tracks being spun. I'm sure Astro World is being spun crazy in Houston
Yeah.
clubs. Whereas in Austin,
And
that's not really here. I mean, you don't hear clean artists being spun in the Austin clubs, or Austin artists for that matter.
yeah, and if that's the case, you gotta be real cool with the DJ, or even that won't do, just for the fact that so many club owners are, they're quick to, like, I had seen a post on Facebook about a DJ was talking, that was like a week ago, and a DJ was talking about you know, that in particular spinning certain songs, like
Mm-hmm.
because of, you know, they think if you like, they just feel like when you start going out of your element, like, and it's weird because you would think that
Well,
Austin
it's not
was a lot of
necessary.
DJs would support artists here in Austin,
Yeah.
but it's almost like looked down upon. You need to play the stuff that every single person here knows. We need to play the super, like, you know, just the shit that's really popping and not like, you know, whenever you could slide in like one or two songs because everybody's already vibing, you know what I'm saying? So if you got
Mm-hmm.
a song from an artist you know here in Austin, you could just throw it in the mix at a good time, and it just gets that little bit of exposure. You know what I'm saying? And it just think like you said, think if that was just like going on all the time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there would be a lot more artists and DJs showing love to each other here. You know, and I mean I think of like DJ Hella Yella for instance, like he's spinning on 102.3, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
he's actually been bringing up a couple Austin artists and playing a couple artists on the radio, you know. So it's like he's one person, you know, but you just need a lot of people doing it. But if you did have a lot of people, you can really get some artists to buzz out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you also need a DJ like Hella Yellow that's not an ugly dude. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
over,
and
and
also
that's
connect. He's connected too. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. So like iHeart or Clear Channel, the only reason why they're allowing that to happen is because he's got tenure in the game. He's been on radio for quite some time now, so it's a little different. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that individual DJ hasn't yet approached the scene from a professional standpoint. You know what I mean? Most of the DJs that I run into, they're really just iPod pushers. You know what I mean? They're just like
yeah.
they don't have a
Mhm.
set of real like vinyl DJ tables or anything like that. They're spinning digital tracks.
Yeah, they're getting their money for the night, not really actually just like pursuing it as an actual dream and career and trying to make it like really make it like you said on a professional standpoint because I feel like, you know, anybody can really hop in there and DJ tracks and have something shit even pre-recorded and act like you're DJing, you know, but it's a different level whenever you're trying to establish your foot as a DJ just like you are trying to do it as an artist, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
Uh,
just need. I feel like yeah, that's another. It's all around because as much as artists are trying to make it, it also takes you know DJs, it takes producers, it takes the people that shoot videos, people like you that do podcasts and can get people on for radio interviews. Like it takes it as a whole group to make the hip hop scene move more here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I think with, like I said, I think with time, it's just it's taking a while, but with time, like it's gonna get established too. That's for sure. There's no way that it can't. The way that this is moving over here, like I just someone is like I just think like you can't really pick out. Like you said, you can go to different cities and like say a commercial artist comes in,
Yep.
he can most likely probably pick out another known artist that's in that city and could bring them out, you know, but you can't really come to Austin and have a commercial artist be like, oh, this is like so and so city, like this motherfucker is known from here, so like he puts on, you know, and like
Yeah.
we just don't really have that here, you know, so it's like I feel like you know that's something that's coming too, like someone's really gonna pop off here and it's gonna pave the way for a lot of artists. Like once one person gets in, then it puts more eyes on over here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of aspects, man. It's just that's what it takes. It takes more people getting out there and more people getting seen, and then it just like it'll just you know put Austin more on the map because you know Texas is just is big, you know, hip hop wise. You know, Houston was running this shit, you know, years ago. Like run, man, they were on the radio, like Paul Wall, all that shit. Like these
Yeah.
motherfuckers were on the radio like everywhere, you know. So it's like it needs to get back to that shit, you know, like Texas needs to be running it. You know, Austin for sure, you know, I'm here for Austin. I want to see Austin do it for sure, but it's like all around, like I'm trying to see Texas, you know, I'm just a Texas boy, so I just want to see this whole Texas hip hop just, you know, take over, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's about 5 to 10 years out for Austin. The only reason why I say that is there's certain individuals in seats of power that are kind of limiting the growth for hip hop, country, you name whatever genre it is. They're just kind of limiting the growth.
It's sad to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, from an independent artist level, you know, you have certain uh, local terrestrial radio stations that only spin. You know, you got one that is spinning just ratchet tracks from 2 hours. One that spins way too heavy lyric tracks. So where do you fit in? Like, it's hard to fit in somewhere there. And iHeart's not spinning any local tracks because they're directly related to Atlantic and
Their playlist is already set basically.
yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm surprised Hell Yeah even has Mondays to spin local tracks.
Yeah, and I also just think, like, radio, of course, like, that's like, if you make it on the radio and you're getting spun, like, legit radio, like, yeah, you can say you made it, but it's just like nowadays, it's like, I think so many people just like get away, just gotta, like, are away from the radio, so, like,
Yeah,
everyone else is trying, like, it seems like everyone's trying to make it
yeah.
in
You make
another way compared to when you go back about 5 or 6 years ago,
yeah,
I felt like more people were like, hey, can I get the program director's number? Like, what do I need to do? Or let me go drop off a CD at the station. It's different than like no one will do that shit nowadays.
yeah. I've been there with artists trying to do it, and it's a strange system now, um, and the people that you can get your music in front of, they're it's kind of it's closed, and it's there's not much they can do, right? Getting on
Yeah,
radio is like it impresses your mom and them, you know, and it doesn't necessarily like mean a lot. You
yeah.
know, getting a song in like I think this is something that's been brought up a lot in like a lot of hip hop podcasts is getting a song in Rap Caviar on Spotify is more lucrative than being spun on the radio.
I think that's true just because of the fact that you look how big Rap Caviar is, and just like it almost seems like they're almost like gonna get to where they're gonna start featuring and dropping people's tracks straight off of Rap Caviar. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
Hmm.
like, they get you got the playlist that they get. If like you said, if your song somehow made it on there, like you're just gonna they only have like the top music with like big time numbers on them right now, so it's like if you were able to get on there, yeah, I feel like personally just because how many people you're like say your song was on the radio but only like even like the southern part of the United States, like how many people are actually going to hear that to compare to like how many people around the world are going to hop on Rap Caviar and your
Yeah.
song comes across there.
Hmm. Hmm.
That'd be good. And that's like I feel the same way when it comes to like when you're dropping videos, a lot of people instead of dropping it off your channel, you're looking for a channel that has more subscribers like Elevator, Pop Cherry, same with like Facebook. They got a bunch of Facebook pages that'll, premiere your video. So if you don't got the big following on your page, then you can premiere with them and it pays off.
Hmm.
Of course, a lot of them you either got to pay a good amount or you just got to have a track that's doing good, and then they'll help you out and pick it up and put it on theirs because it'll attract on theirs too.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like it's about play. I feel like placements. That's what you're like. That's kind of the day and age you're trying to get those. If you're going, just everyone has their own route, but I just feel like if you're really trying to do it like in a good way and build that foundation a solid way, then yeah, you're trying to land on Spotify, on those playlists, and you're trying to get on YouTube channels, the good ones, and you're trying to get the big Twitter, like the accounts, like even like World Star, Elevator, like their Twitter accounts. You're trying to get them to promote their tweets, their Instagram. It's crazy how many outlets there are. But like if you don't have the money, then you gotta like kind of you gotta figure out which outlet you want to go and like really like go at that one to the
Hmm.
hardest that you can. That's what I feel like. And if you got the money and the resources that you can get on everything, all of them, then like that's what you should push for is trying to get on these bigger accounts and these known blogs and stuff like that to help push your shit.
Hmm. Hmm. And also, uh, you want to get into like maybe movies or into video games, cultural.
Oh yeah, exactly.
This is
Especially like you even said it too, the way people are incorporating like all like games into their music and
hmm
just all around. Like even you can even build a following off of playing video games to come to your following if you make music or other shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
hmm
crazy.
yeah. Fortnite has really allowed hip hop artists to start creating that lane. Although they're not incorporating hip hop artists, they are incorporating hip hop producers into sound sampling for the game and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, and you see how many people start making songs about games and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how it's just literally like when you just sit and think, like it's just crazy in the last 10 years, like how much everything has shifted. And that's the thing. Like if you're in music or whatever you're pursuing, you have to be able to adapt, and you have to grow with everything. Even if it's not technically exactly what you want to do, you somehow still have to incorporate it because you need to appeal to what the trend is. You know what I'm saying? You have to find a way. You want to be different than the trend, but like I don't know, like you can also go with the trend and then set trends. So it's like there's a lot of ways to go about it, but it's like nowadays trends are like stuff is so trendy, you know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
like you gotta always be up to date and just know your shit, man. Like you gotta know what like the young crowd likes. You gotta know what the old heads still vibe to, and like try and find a way to like bridge the gap and incorporate it all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, going back to like something you said earlier, like these you talked about, I brought up it is calling it the Social Boy marketing method. Is there any place for that today? What are some of the methods to get that done today?
Man, like I mean, I honestly think you could like I think you could still do the same. There's a lot of clickbait. A lot of people do like you miss like your titles could be misleading on something, and I even see it today. I've even hopped on YouTube and thought I might have clicked on a song, and same shit happens, and it pops up, and the dude has like 300, 400,000 views, but you go look at the love and the hate, and you notice a lot of hate because it's just like now, like back in the day, I feel like people weren't really they didn't really pay no mind to it, but now I just feel like stuff is like just so like social media how big it is, like it's not good to appeal that way. So like you could go about doing that, trying to like come up and use different names and strategies and try and deceive audiences to I don't know, I guess go viral, but in a sense like it probably won't do no good for you. So I just feel like if you just come up off your name, because I feel like it's hard to do, but it's
It's more
still
authentic.
nowadays the way it is and how easy it is for shit to be seen. Like just coming up off your own name and not have to front off nothing. Like it's just gonna be better for you all around.
Yeah, it's a little bit more authentic.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so do you have any advice for young artists entering the game now, the rap game today?
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta work, man. You gotta be in if whatever your passion is, as far as strictly music, coming from an artist standpoint, you gotta be in the studio, and you gotta experiment with different shit, and you gotta step outside your comfort zone, and you gotta be big on your social media, and it's what it is. Even I know a lot of people even are like, I don't fuck with it. It's like, yeah, you might not, but it's like nowadays, the day and age, like it's kind of the best way for people to keep up with you and see your shit and get your shit out there, and like you just gotta connect, man. You gotta connect where you're at locally and connect in your city and your state and connect outside because honestly, there's so many opportunities outside of where you're at now that like you have to you gotta use all your resources, man, and find ways to make connections and just man, just be real. Like, just be real with yourself and like, if it's your passion and what you want to do, like do this shit to the fullest, and like, make a lot of music and, do everything legit. Get your shit on Spotify, get it on Pandora, shoot videos and, work with people, pay the people that you work with, you know what I'm saying? Like don't expect handouts and
hmm
just grind, man. Like I said, I've been doing this shit for I would say this year makes it like since I took it, like since I considered the day that I went to Island Def Jam was when I was like, this is what the fuck I'm gonna do the rest of my life, you know, and that was literally about 8.5 years ago. So it's like
Hmm.
I haven't stopped. I've been through being in a group to I was actually managed for a while when I first went solo, you know. I was managed with people for about a year and a half, which was badass because they, you know, they took care, they paid for all my shit, they anything I wanted to do, but then we just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of shit. And so I've been on a journey, you know, and I've never stopped. So like I just feel like if you just never stop, make the right connections, like shit, if I think eventually you can get your time, and then whenever your time comes, you gotta be ready, man. You gotta have shit, and you just gotta once your time, if something happens, because the more you get out there, and the more you get into it, and the more that people see that you're about the shit, then the more you're just gonna have to go harder and harder, you know, like getting into it is easier than actually staying in it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just grind hard and don't let no one fucking stop you, you know, and that's just where I'm at. And I haven't stopped, and I know at time with the music I make, the connections I make, and someone like you even just reaching out is because you notice that I take this shit serious and like something I want to do, and also like I'm a humble person, and you're humble for reaching out to me, you know, and it's like, you know, you just gotta be cool with everybody, because when people see that you're a humble artist on top of making good music, like that shit can go a long way. That's about all I got, man.
For sure. What would you say was one of your most successful moments?
um, Man, I like as far as like just feeling like, the Island Def Jam thing was cool. Like that was awesome. Like I would say just like doing the shows felt good. Like, but I would just say like the most successful is honestly I'm kind of just I'm starting to live it just for the fact that like I can see people are actually buying my shit, man, and like liking my music, and like it's a good feeling like seeing in the last 4 years that shit's starting to pay off, you know, and like I don't feel like I have like one in particular moment yet because that hasn't came from me, you know what I'm saying? So like every day I just tell myself that like, people like your shit, people are responding to it, and people are buying your music, and like just keep sticking with it. And so like I feel like my successful moment's coming, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Do you want to promote anything before I let you go?
Yeah, man. 2 weeks ago, I dropped my third music video, Real, shot by Legal Flair, produced by L. Williams, engineered by me and my homie Xander on the track. We dropped it on YouTube, so if you go on YouTube, just type in Be the One Real and you'll find it. And my next video and song coming is gonna be called No Love, so that's my next shit coming, and that'll probably be in the next 2 months. So y'all be ready for that one.
What about where can people find you? Social media and whatnot.
Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, every single thing. Just type Be the One. You can even go on Google, Be the One. I'll pop up on anything. I don't care if you even still got MySpace. I'm probably on that motherfucker still. Nah, but legit, like Be the One on everything. You can find it BTHAONE for y'all that don't know.
That's what's up. All right, I appreciate you coming on the show. I definitely look forward to. I want to get back with you later on. Whenever you drop an album or something like that, or if you got a show coming on, I would definitely invite you back and talk about the promos and whatnot and get it going.
Most definitely. Hey, yeah, I say we do it again because it's gonna be nothing but progression. So I know your show's gonna grow, and I know my music is. So it'll be tight to doing in the next few months and see where we're both at. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. All right, Be the One, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, guys. On the outro here, I'm going to play another one of his tracks. We're going to play, on the intro, we played Ghost again. And then on the outro, we're going to play Hustle. It's another one of his real tracks. Haven't gotten to the real yet. It's not posted up here. But, all right. Peace.
First off, I don't need no introduction. I'd rather live a life with no interruption. But trust me, I still hear the discussion, and I'd rather be talked about than talking about it. Bitch, I'm up to something. Yeah, okay, I never ask for no favors. Never ask for no handouts. I'd rather stand out and have haters. Yeah, I said I'm never losing my passion. Thank the critics for asking. Go ahead and keep on harassing. There's some questions I shouldn't answer, but I know that you want the truth. So fuck it, what am I to do? Yeah, I fuck with a few if you ain't got a clue. Guess you could say that I love all the hate, cause to me now this ain't nothing new. Yeah, y'all know I'm in this shit for the long run. Forrest Gump, I said it, bitch, I'm in this shit for the long run. Yeah, and I be the one causing all the commotion. No, I'm not wishing and hoping I work for the future, but living the moment. Hustle to the top, hustle never stop. Hustle if you want a spot, give it all you got. You know the hustle never stop. Oh, you know the hustle never stop. No, you gotta give it all you got. Hustle to the top, hustle never stop. Hustle if you want a spot, give it all you got. You know the hustle never stop. Oh, you know the hustle never stop. No, you gotta give it all you got. Give me one more second, cause this is just my second. First to fucking go off, please don't take this as a lesson. Crash the fucking party like I drive through intersections. Only racing to the top and y'all ain't even got direction. No conversation cause I'm on the grind. Gotta maintain when it's all on the line. Don't mean I'm not friendly, that means I'm about mine. Yeah, don't got no time for no activities. Activists flow through my teeth. Mixed with the weed, give me the feeling I need. I'm too busy proving this shit to myself. I guess you're too busy still looking for help. Don't hate on the hustle, you know you ain't bout it. Yeah. And this for the motherfuckers that just doubt it. You gotta hustle to the top, hustle never stop. Hustle if you want a spot, give it all you got. You know the hustle never stop. Oh, you know the hustle never stop. No, you gotta give it all you got. Hustle to the top, hustle never stop. Hustle if you want a spot, give it all you got. You know the hustle never stop. Oh, you know the hustle never stop. No, you gotta give it all you got. So give it everything you got. You wanna make it in this world, don't ever stop. I said hustle, give it everything you can. Cause what's a dream if you ain't even got a plan? I said work for every single thing you want. Trust me, this shit ain't easy when you tryna reach the top. They want you to get that money but don't wanna see you change. But what the fuck do you think? If you get that money, would you stay the same? You gotta hustle to the top, hustle never stop. Hustle if you want a spot, give it all you got. You know the hustle never stop. Oh, you know the hustle never stop. No, you gotta give it all you got. Hustle to the top, hustle never stop. Hustle if you want a spot, give it all you got. You know the hustle never stop. Oh, you know the hustle never stop. No, you gotta give it all you got.